it's Mr. Daniel Scholes.
Good morning, hello, how are you?
I'm not too bad, how are you?
Very hungover. If I lose this one, don't be surprised.
Busy night last night.
Oh my god, yes.
That makes you probably the first hungover guest we've had.
Really?
Yeah.
I was.
That you know of.
I was
going to say that you know of, probably. But...
yeah. We'll hide it well.
To be fair, we did record most of them Thursday mornings at uni.
But you know, at uni, it's always a party. Every day.
Yeah, I think I spent university in a constant state of either alcoholism or hangover states, yeah. For definite.
Or you were stuck in party quirks.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. For like 2 years, that is all I did in those meetings. I was the host.
2 years of guessing random party quirks.
2 years of insane, just why? Who are you?
What was the really bizarre one you had to guess?
Oh, which one?
Yeah, there was one which was just so obscure that you had no chance of ever getting it.
Was it an erupting volcano?
Possibly.
I remember I was a crumbling arch once. That was pretty good. And also I was a fire fountain. Is that what it's called? You know,
weren't you a bonfire?
No, that wasn't me. I don't think that was me. But
you were like a fire hydrant thing, wasn't it?
Fire hydrant. That's
yeah.
See, I don't know English.
Chris Cussing remembered this and has done it recently.
Ah, has he now? Yeah.
Because he was like, "Oh, I used to do this one."
Well, I had to do a bit of an internet search to find an answer for this one, but I did find a very curious case. In South Korea in 2011, there was a woman who had been eating squid, and then she got this really weird tingly sensation on her tongue, so she went to the doctor, and they found out that apparently she had bitten into the sperm sac of the squid, and there were 12 baby squids having fun on her tongue and making her tongue hurt. So that was very bizarre.
That's horrible.
That's
really
disgusting.
That's an incredible answer.
I'm never eating squid ever again.
Just don't eat the sperm sac. You'll be fine. Yeah. Find out what part that is and avoid.
Yeah, I'll stop chewing on testicles. Yeah.
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 Oh dear. Okay. Number 5. Marianne Cotillard. Is that how I pronounce her name?
Something like that.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Marianne Cotillard has been cast alongside Michael Fassbender, which I think is possibly one of the coolest names out there, other than it. Fassbender, in a new film production of Macbeth, or as I think, is it Chris C calls it, the Scottish play. You're not allowed to say Macbeth around him.
Yeah.
You can't say Macbeth, it's bad luck apparently.
So, does that...
But it's very fun to say it around Chris and Shrub.
Does that mean when Chris and Shrub listen to this, every time we say Macbeth, they're going to have to do the dance?
I kind of imagine them, they do that thing out of Blackadder, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see them. Every time I say Macbeth now, they'll be doing that, no, with the squeezing of the noses and everything.
Yeah, that's what they do. So, they're probably doing it right now.
We should probably keep saying Macbeth to a minimum, or else they'll have to keep doing their anti-Macbeth curse. Okay, so yeah, Marion Cotillard and Fassbender have been cast in as Macbeth and Lady Macbeth in a new production of the film Macbeth.
Sorry, what's the film called? They're going to call it Macbeth.
They're going to call it Macbeth.
Okay. They're not going to call it Scottish play, they're going to call it Macbeth.
They're going to call it
Yeah,
Macbeth.
I think they're going to call it Macbeth.
Just Macbeth, okay.
Because it's based on Shakespeare's Macbeth, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But who would your dream casting of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth be? Lucy. Tottenham Hotspur, mine and Chris's team, have been splashing the cash to replace outbound star Gareth Bale, who's reported to be leaving for £100 million.
They hate him that much?
Pardon?
They hate him that much? They're paying him £100 million to leave?
No, Real Madrid are giving us £100 million to him to leave. Apparently the latest deal on it is that we can have £76 million up front or £86 million in instalments.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
it's ridiculous.
This is the same season that financial fair play has been bought in.
I don't understand why there's that much money in football. It's insane. It's a sport. It's a game.
To put it this way, Real Madrid will then, if they do sign Bale for that amount, they will then have two men in their team, Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale, who are worth almost £200 million.
You can't buy another man. It's a law. It's ridiculous.
And God said to Moses, "You can't buy another man."
After my defeat last week, I've decided to take matters into my own hands and have once again resumed hosting duties on the show following Carla Smith's late withdrawal. Now, before any of you start questioning her commitment, I'd like to assure you it is genuine, and she has tweeted the picture of her gash and it's horrific.
Lucy, please let her out of the cupboard.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that one as well, Carla. Anyway.
Don't just apologise, it's relevant to the news.
I am sorry for that, because that was Mac's joke.
I just heard that. I'm going to go.
I remember I was at a Sunday dinner about a year and a bit ago, and they just put my dessert down in front of me, and then my two friends made this massive announcement to the whole table, which just made me sit there thinking, what the fudge is going on?
You might want to explain the whole story so people can actually
explain
understand.
The whole story. Am I allowed to explain the whole story on live radio? That's not quite live.
Yes, you may.
We need context, Mac. God damn it.
Okay.
Oh, I think I just got this.
So we're all sat there having Sunday roast, and it's about 8 of us at the table, and I was the only one out of 8 of us, because I like my pudding, to order dessert. So just as they put the dessert down in front of me, my two friends lean over and declare that they're a lesbian couple together. I just thought they were after dessert. I thought they were sort of putting it on to try and get the dessert. So I sat there saying, yes, of course you are, just order dessert if you want dessert. And everybody was sat there staring at me whilst I ate dessert, looking angry, believing that they were just trying to con their way into pudding by using boobs.
Can I ask if lesbians have some kind of intrinsic right to pudding?
I think they do.
I had to ask this question so many times recently.
Okay.
We should do a thesis on this.
We should look at...
the lesbians get free ice cream.
Yeah.
Pudding consumption rates amongst lesbian couples.
Okay, I'm moving this on.
And how much do they get discount?
But more to the point, some absolute genius has managed to plan and build a building in London known as the Walkie Tower that is acting as a giant magnifying glass would on a city of terrified ants. Basically, has anyone seen this?
Yes.
I think I saw it. Is it the one that melted the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. Well, wonderful and terrifying. So it's convex. So because it's curving in, it is focusing the rays of the sun at certain times of the day, essentially turning it into a solar-powered laser of sorts. So it's damaged the bodywork of a jaguar across the street. Someone put a lemon in a shop window to see what would happen, and that kind of shriveled up and went weird. And it actually caused tiles to pop off the front of the shop. Now, it's a very British thing when an event of terror boils down to a lemon went a bit wrong and we lost some tiles. But it's the fact that someone's actually managed to go ahead and do this without realising, like a trained architect. And they are blaming it, at the moment, the company who created the building, on the angle of the sun at this time of the year. And I'm thinking, no mate, the sun is always at the same point this time of year. You've just created a crap building.
And Lee, you're...
So I got 2 facts. So the Wombles released 4 studio albums, 4 sort of separate studio albums in the 1970s. They've released sort of Christmas albums and compilation albums, but there were 4 original albums that were all completely separate, which was Wombling Songs in 1973, Remember You're a Womble, which I think probably everyone knows, in 1974, Keep on Wombling, also in 1974, and Super Wombling in 1975.
Super Wombling.
Super Wombling.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think that should be like a new, instead of saying like excellent pudding, you go, that's Super Wombling.
Super
and then
Wombling.
Super Wombling.
I'm going to use that now.
I think we could promote the show
every
with
day.
The hashtag Super Womble.
Hashtag
Oh, do it.
People would be like, what is this? Is this Superman versus Super Womble?
Yeah, Super Wombling.
If you've seen the Man of Steel film, you could actually have a Womble in the sequel clearing up all the mess he's made at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
The Wombles
That's very true.
The Wombles actually had a better narrative than Man of Steel. Can I go back and designate Superman versus Super Womble as the thing I want to see made into a film?
Oh, that's brilliant. I think we're going to have to give you an extra point for that, Lance.
Oh dear.
Question 2, sticking with the royal theme it seems. A film about Princess Diana has been damned by members of the British press as atrocious and intrusive. So in your opinion, what other movies have crossed the line? We'll start Mitch on this one.
Okay, well, you'll have to bear with me with this one. One movie, in my opinion, that definitely crossed the line was a film called Cross the Line. This film was made in 2010, and Cross the Line was about two police detectives, Angela and Joe, who are both hard-nosed, detectives, one homicide and one narcotics. Both detectives are going through a bad divorce. It's meant to sound like a coincidence, but it's not, because they're actually getting divorced from each other. In my opinion, this crossed the line, because Cross the Line insults the intelligence of the audience with this apparent coincidence. So, Cross the Line definitely crossed the line because it has a tagline of, once you cross the line, you can't go back. Therefore, in my opinion, Cross the Line crosses the line of an unnecessary amount of times the phrases cross the line is needed.
Mitch, you're getting paid on commission to say that phrase.
That's £50 per pop, I now need to retire.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Is anybody else sort of a bit dazed after that answer?
Yes.
I think you crossed the line with that answer, to be honest.
£42.5 million Arsenal signing, Mesut Ozil has been accused by former club Real Madrid of tiring himself out by pursuing and sleeping with a host of beautiful women across Europe. It all centres apparently on ex-Miss Venezuela, Ada Jespica, whom he apparently became infatuated with and would fly across Europe to be with her. So, who would you travel the globe for a night of passion with? We'll start with Mitch on this one.
It's a tough question. I've had some, I've had similar problems to Mesut Ozil. Is that when I get infatuated with people, it's called stalking. If one person, it's tough, because there'd have to be a special person for you to travel the world to have sex with them. I'll go the Pope. I think it would have to be the Pope for me, just to officially be the first person to have sex with a Pope. I say officially, I'm not going to get into a religious debate. I'd just love to be able to sit there and Snapchat a photo of myself in the Pope's bed to all my mates with the caption, apparently just took the virginity of the leader of the Catholic Church. I think it would be perfect.
Wow.
Chris, how many points would you like to give that answer as our resident Christian?
He can have 2 points, but he has to go to confession next Friday.
Okay.
Again.
to Nat now, have you named any teddy bears at school?
I have got first go, the meerkat, actually. He is a toy meerkat who was won on his first go, and at some point last year he happened to go to France and turned into Claude and he could magically speak French. But that wasn't my answer for this round. My answer for this round was Bizarre Doo-Doo Zay Bippity Bop Bop Bop. And that's a man. And it's his legal name. And he's been arrested for drug use. In Iowa. So I think I should get points because I'm awesome.
Chris, great comedy songs?
There are loads of things I could choose, which, I won't spoil if anyone else wants to use them. But I'm going to go with something classic, kind of wartime. I'm going to go with an old coward's Don't Let's Be Beastly to the Germans. Because if you haven't heard the song, it's a satire and forgiving to the Germans when the war is over. So
hello?
Hello, Chris.
Chris, you there? Okay, we lost Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I mean, I'm just relishing in the idea that he's still talking right now.
He's not
He
noticed.
just thinks we're being quiet.
Well, we might as well carry on. Tommy, what's your news headline there?
Let me just check the news. I'll be right back. How do you spell BBC? It's okay, I've got it. Okay, basically, somebody worked at, I don't know what the headline is. Basically, some of the KFC and their fingers just split open, and there was blood everywhere, and he was asked to leave the establishment. That was it.
Did someone cut their finger in KFC?
No, it just spontaneously just exploded because of the weather.
Their finger exploded in KFC.
Not just the one, all of them.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, Tomo.
Yep.
We'll start with you, lad. Actually, we'll go right. Chris, University Wrecking Balls. Let's keep the listeners in suspense. University Wrecking Balls. Was that true or false?
The wrecking ball is true.
True, right. So a point each for Nat and Tomo there. Okay. Cow at platform 1. Nat, is that true
It's
or false?
true.
Okay. So, bearing in mind, Natalie said that somebody's fingers exploded in KFC, and Chris went false. This is for the win. Tomo, did somebody's fingers explode in KFC?
No, it wasn't in the news. It wasn't in the news.
I love.
So that's false.
Yeah, it was false.
It's a great answer.
Thank you.
Mine looks a bit shallow compared to that, but I was going to suggest that the Six Nations, they should just play rugby without their tops on.
Yes.
Any reason behind this apart from rugby men? Sometimes their shirts get torn and that seems like a waste of shirt.
And the washing up factor as well, the laundry.
Yeah, they have to wash all that blood and stuff out, so yeah, it's economical.
I like how you focus this on just rugby and not any other sport where a shirt could get torn.
Footballers are all like lanky.
They're all what?
Lanky.
Oh, lanky.
Therefore, their shirts do not get torn.
Yeah.
Muddy or
Plus they're like all
wasteful.
free. They don't want their shirts to get dirty.
I'm trying to work out how many points I give you, and will that reflect on me as a heterosexual?
Mac, everything you do reflects on you as a heterosexual. I'm so sorry.
You're almost back in it, Carla.
I know.
You can impose your own age restrictions. What would it be and why? Nat?
I don't know.
Make up anything, Nat.
You should not be able to buy cheese unless you are at least 12 due to child obesity. I think that's a win there.
You gave it a go.
I gave it a shot.
Can't buy cheese till you're 12. Wow. Isn't cheese a good source of milk, though, and calcium for children?
No. Milk's a good source of milk for children. I'm sorry, Mac, please give me the voice.
Oh, mine's like... Okay, I've always thought this, and now this is going to sound really, like, not with everyone else's answer. But, I would bring the age of consent down to 14.
14?
Really?
I think that explains a lot, Miss Smith.
A new show for Channel 4 will feature couples having sex in a soundproof box in a television studio with an audience, and then afterwards they'll be interviewed, which that's going to be a weird show. I mean, we know Carla's going to be glued to it.
With the orange pen.
Especially if they're 15.
No allegations there.
Oh dear, we know where the police are going to be knocking tomorrow morning.
I'm sorry I had to.
I would have done the same, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. We have an understanding.
Carla's never going to be allowed to walk past the school again. So the question is, Carla, what climaxes have been disappointing for you?
He was only 14. You can.
Oh, this is gonna be on like a public domain and everything.
You're gonna be on a register.
I don't like my mouth. It says things and it comes to Anywho, back to the question.
Go on, spit it out, Carla. It's going to be tough against the next contestant. She's had a fantastic start to her debut series, combining intellectual answers, charm, and displaying a wonderful ability to mock her guests, especially Carla and her cougar ways. Welcome the underdog, or should that be undercat, of the finale, it's Jennifer Roberts.
Yeah, and I have small breasts. Hi.
Hey Jenny. Jenny, have a point. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I see you're already trumping Lucy and Emma to win today.
I always trump Lucy and Emma.
Ooh,
I don't know why.
That's fighting talk.
That is fighting talk.
I
Wrong
thought
show.
we should have some because Lucy was a bit modest.
Yeah, you've
Even with
changed,
her
Lucy.
breasts.
You've changed, Lucy. You used to come on this show every week, shake around, flaunt, drop a bit of butter, and nothing more.
Yeah, once did a Coca Cola advert actually.
You did?
Yeah, I certainly did. No.
It's the face of Coke. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, it's why sparkly dark liquid, ready for. Anyway, he did an advert, which involved him and a friend looking inside a fridge and him saying, "Oh no, my mum bought this store-owned brand of Coke again," and he undoes the top of it and he goes, "It sounds like Coke." He takes a whiff of it, he goes, "It smells like Coke," and then he drinks it and goes, "But it tastes like chicken." And I think, what an awful advert. It's just
so bad.
It's so rubbish, but he did that advert, and he even sounds the same in it, and he's only a teenager in this advert. I just think they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel when they made that.
Okay, I actually remember reading this one back earlier in the year, but it made me laugh, so I had to find it again. So a groom called a bomb hoax on his own wedding to hide the fact that he'd not booked a venue. He actually admitted in court that he called the bomb hoax because he didn't want to upset his bride, and he didn't want her to discover his failure to book this venue, and he panicked. So yeah, this was in Liverpool. He just called a bomb hoax on his own wedding.
That's kind of romantic.
Kind of.
It would have been more romantic to book the venue in the first place.
Yeah.
How did it get to that stage? Right, I've got the dress, I've got the rings, I've got the guests. Forgot the venue.
I think they'd been in talks with the venue and he just hadn't got round to confirming the actual booking, and he hadn't realised until quite close to the date. He didn't want to.
I hope you're listening, Chris Stanley.
I'll just do this tomorrow.
In last place, on 35 points, it is Edgar Duncan.
Oh, how the fallen are mighty.
Yeah, I did awful in that last round though.
On 36 points, and tied, rather fittingly, it's Emma and Lucy, which means our new champion of the series is Jennifer Roberts on 40 points.
Yeah! 34A.
Good job. Well deserved.
Yeah, congratulations.
Our trash talking works, apparently.
Yeah.
Saddens me. I'm sorry.
So Jenny is the winner.
Woo! This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
More than mighty.
How does it feel to be the champion of the series, the best waffler of 2013?
It's a very, very prestigious title. I look forward to receiving my cash prize.
And I will send Chris Stanley up to Weston as soon as we've found whatever is down the back of the sofa.
We can celebrate him being a quarter of a century old, which isn't that old. We will fight death together.